Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev, Jai Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya Acharya Guru Varg ki Jai. Patita Pavan Nitai Gaur Sundar ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai. Nam Acharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. So today is 4th of July, Saturday, 2020. And it's a very auspicious day actually. It is the appearance of Srila Vyasadeva, most popularly known as Guru Purnima. And also, it is the disappearance, the Tirobhav Tithi of one of the most exalted Vaishnavas of Vrindavan, one of the 6 Goswamis, Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad. And also, today, my initiating spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, he left his body in Florida. He was afflicted for the last 3 weeks or a little bit more than that with COVID-19. And finally, we got the word today that he has left. So we pray to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar, Shri Shri Kishore Kishori, to continuously engage him wherever he is in the service of Srila Prabhupada, who was very dear to him. So I have a double feeling here. It's a sad moment, but at the same time, it's a moment of glory or joy, because definitely somebody who has been preaching the glories of Krishna and serving a Mahabhagat like Srila Prabhupada, Krishna certainly has something very special for such devotees. So, indeed a very, very special day today. So last time we were still into verse number 6. Nikunja yuno ratikeli siddhyai yaya libhir yuktir apekshaniya tatra ati dakshad ati vallabhasya vande guru Shri Charnarvindam. We have been discussing this verse for the last couple sessions. It's a very, very deep verse. Actually, it is the essence of our Gaudiya Acharyas. This verse, Vishwanath Chakravati has composed so nicely with such a deep, deep bhav, transcendental sentiments, that amongst all the other services and seva, the pure acharyas in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's line, they perform the most intimate service is described in this verse. The service to Sri Sri Radha and Krishna in their union, in their sambhog of the bowers or the kunjas, the nikunjas of Sri Vrindavan, of Sri Rajbhumi, where the secret meetings with variegated moods in Madhurya Rasa are displayed only to a very, very few select servitors, especially the Sevites or the Sevikas of Sri Radha. As we all know, that Radharani has many Sakhis. And in the previous verses, we briefly mentioned the different types of Sakhis. We have the 8 principal Sakhis: Lalita Sakhi, Vishakha Sakhi, Champaklata Sakhi, Tunga Vidya Sakhi, Indulekha Sakhi, Rangadevi Sakhi, Sudevi Sakhi. These are the 8 principal gopis that are in Radha Paksha. And there are 8 or Ashta, not only Ashta Sakhis, but there are Ashta Manjaris. The 8 special, very, very special Prana Sakhis, which are also known as Manjaris. Them being Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, Labanga Manjari, Guna Manjari, Manjula Ali Manjari, Kasturi Manjari. Rupa Manjari is Srila Rupa Goswami. Rati Manjari is Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Labhanga Manjari is Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad, whose Tirobhav happens to be today. Guna Manjari is Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Vilas Manjari is Srila Jiva Goswami Manjari. Srila Jiva Goswami Thakur. Manjula Ali Manjari is Srila Loknath Goswami, the only guru of the famous disciple Narottam Das Thakur. And the 8th Manjari is Kasturi Manjari, none other than Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is the famous composer of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Govinda Lila Amrit, amongst the many different Rasik books and literatures that he has composed. In the last 2 sessions, in regards to this verse, we describe the meaning of Nikuja Seva, the importance of this prayer. Nikunja, means the service of Radha and Krishna in union for their pleasure. Every day we sing the Tulsi Aarti. Tulsi Devi or Vrinda Devi is one of the most important personalities in the Vraj Mandal. Krishna has given her full authority on how, when, what, whatever she decides, she's free to do so to enhance the different pastimes or leelas. That is why we pray to Tulsi Devi in the prayer composed by the great Vaishnava Acharya Govinda Das. Moroe Abhilash Vilas Kunje Diovas. It is my desire, O Tulsi Devi, give me residency by Vilas Kunja. Nayane Heri Vosada Jugala Ruparasi. So that I can have darshan of the union of Jugala Rupa, of the conjugal Radha and Krishna's forms in their amorous pastimes, in the Madhurya Rasa. Ei nivedana dharo, sakhi anugata karo, Sheva adhikaro diye, karo nijadashi. I fervently pray to you, Tulsi Devi, O Vrinda Devi, ei nivedana karo. Seva adhikaro diye, please give me service. Service. Karo nijadasi. Ei nivedana karo dharo. Sakhir anuga, sakhi anugata. Very important word. Govindas ji uses anugata karo. Following in the footsteps of the great Sakhis that we just mentioned. Becoming a dasi. Dasanu, dasanu, dasa, dasi anu, dasi anu, dasi. Narottam Das Thakur praised like that. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Dase anu das. Seva Abhilasha Kore. Narottam Das in the very famous, wonderful bhajan from Pratna. Radha Krishna Pranamora Jugala Kishora. At any point of a pure devotee, a Nitya Siddha, an eternally liberated personality, the associates of Radha and Krishna, wherever they are situated, Swargeshu, Narkeshu, Apavargeshu, Samatulya Darshana, they're always equally poised in the service of Radha and Krishna. So this entire 8 shlokas is, along with the transcendental qualities that are described, from delivering the souls who are suffering in this forest fire, Samsara Davanal, and by leading by example, by engaging them in the service of Radha Krishna, even though on this earthly platform, by temple in the service, temple cleaning services, decorating the deities, etc. And also in their own sadhana, when they are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, they are actually engaged in their actual service as Manjaris, contemplating on their eternal service in Golok Vrindavan. The service in the kunjas, in the bowers of Vrindavan. They are not only leaders or gurus or mentors, but they themselves are practicing a very high level of sadhana, even in their present state when they come down bhutale, to this samsara, to this material world, to save mankind. They make all kinds of arrangements and beautiful environments in the kunjas for Radha and Krishna to meet. And Radha and Krishna are actually controlled by them. Krishna is fully controlled by them. And if they make a request to Sri Radha cannot, she just cannot deny it. However little that request can be or however big it can be. That is how powerful our Gaudiya Acharyas are. But Vrinda Devi says, please be merciful to them, Radhe. Oh Krishna, please let them stay in Vrindavan. Radha Krishna Seva Pao, Ei Abhilashi, Namo Namo Tulsi Krishna Prayasi. Je tomar sharan loy, tar vancha purna hoy. One who takes shelter of you, indeed, the desires of the jiva will be fulfilled. Kripa kori koro tare, Vrindavan vasi. So at any stage, even these great acharyas are always begging for mercy from their senior manjaris, from the gopis, to constantly engage them in the service of Sri Radha Krishna. That's why they're also sometimes called kinkaris. Kim means what? Kari means, what can I do? Give me more seva. Please engage me. And especially in the Rati Keli, in the amorous pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And they are so perfect. Assisting Yaya Ali Bhir, the different gopis. Yuktir, making different arrangements and engaging as per the agya or the order of the senior manjari or the senior gopis. So we saw how Rupa Manjari, how exalted Rupa Goswami is. We described how Narottam Das Thakur explains in the Prema Bhakti Chandrika, there are different roles of these Ashtasakis. Narottam Das Thakur himself is Champak Manjari. Narottam Das Thakur elaborately describes in his composition about how Rupa Manjari is so close to Lalita Sakhi. His residence or his kunja, or Rupa Manjari's kunja, is very close to Lalita Sakhi. And he is a Vama Madhya Bhav. Vam Bhav means leftist, like Radharani, a staunch leftist. We explained the meaning of Bhamya and Dakshin Bhavs. Bhamya Bhav, or the leftist Bhav, is that of Sri Radha. And what is the major difference? The Bhamya Bhav of Radharani and her Sakhis is that Krishna, you are ours, you are mine. Super excellent in controlling Krishna. Krishna is fully controlled by them. Whereas the Dakshin Bhav, or the rightist mood, is that of the competitive Sakhis like Chandravali, Shaibya, etc., where their mood is Krishna, we are yours. there is a lot of submission. And Krishna doesn't get controlled by submission. Krishna gets controlled when he is controlled out of pure love by his pure devotees. So, that is the difference between Vamya Bhav and Dakshin Bhav. So her bhav, Rupa Manjari's bhav, is that of Madhya. Her bhav is of that of Srimati Radharani, Vama Madhya, but at the same time, there is some loving sentiments towards Krishna. So Madhya means like predominantly leftist, but also has some sentiments, loving sentiments for Krishna. Radharani is fully Vamya Bhav, but she is Vamya Madhya. And the most important seva, one of amongst many sevas she does, is she's expert in massaging the lotus feet of Radha Krishna. We also discussed how Srila Prabhupada's Gurudev Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who himself is Nayana Manjari, desires the service of Rupa Manjari. And his most dear bhajan was Sri Rupa Manjari. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. And when he left his body, that is the bhajan that he had requested. And after that bhajan was sung, he left his body. So we can see what a very close relationship they have. That is why we are called Rupa Nugas, followers of Rupa Manjari. We also describe Sri Rati Manjari, who is none other than Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. And she lives very close to Indulekha Sakhi's Kunja. Her dress is like that of stars, and her complexion is like that of lightning. And her seva is chamar, the york tail fan. That's what she, among so many other sevas, this is one of the predominant sevas of Raghunath Das Goswami or Rati Manjari. Then we describe also Sri Lavanga Manjari or Sri Sanatana Goswami Pad. And her kunja or residence is very close to the kunj of Sri Tunga Vidya Sakhi. One of the Ashtasakhis of Radhaji. And she is very, very dear to Rupa Manjari. And she gives a lot of happiness to Krishna. And her mood is Dakshina Mrudu, which is not only the mood of Sri Radha, the Dakshin Bhav or the leftist mood, but Mrudu means there is a soft corner for Krishna. But at the end of the day, fully, completely dedicated to Sri Radharani, Radha Dasyam Param. Sri Sanatan Goswami Pad's disappearance is today. He is the one to whom Radha Madan Mohanji manifest. So many wonderful pastimes. Sri Sanatan Goswami Pad ki jai. Then last time also we described we were just starting to describe Sri Rasamanjari. And Rasamanjari Kunja is very close to Chitra Sakhi. And her seva, favorite seva, that she is an expert is Vastra Sevika. She is an expert in decorating the clothing of Sri Radha. So like that, today we will describe the fourth Manjari out of the Ashtamanjaris, Sri Guna Manjari. Aishanye Champak Lata Kunjat Kunjo Asti Shobhana Gunanando Pradhanamana Tatraste Gunamanjari Rupa Manjarika Sokhya Vilasha Sapra Kririta Jabaraji Dukkaleyam Tadit Prakara Kantibha Kanishtayam Bhavetasyas Tulashayas Tu Tribhirdinai Shri Krishna Moda Dakshinam Ashrita Prakharat Rodhita Vayovasya Ekamasadya Hayanastu Trayodasha Saptavimshadbhir Yuktam Dinaischa Samudiritam Chandra Bhanu Pita Mata Yamuna Gopa Bhatta Patihi Swashrustara Valigyeya Shayaya Seva Parayana Gopal Bhatta Namashu Khyata Gaura Rase Kalo. Narottam Das Thakur describes the wonderful Guna Manjari in the northeastern part. Ashiane Champak Lata Kunjat. In the part of Champak Lata's Kunja lies the beautiful Gunananda Prado. The Kunja known as Guna Ananda. Guna means transcendental qualities and Ananda means bliss. That personality who gives a lot of bliss to the divine couple with her transcendental qualities is situated in a kunja called Gunananda Prada Kunja, where Sri Guna Manjari she resides. Rupa Manjari ki Saukya Abhilasha Sab Prakritita. She's always very desirous of serving Rupa Manjari. Jaba Raji Dukkaleyam Tadit Prakar Kanti Bhak. And she is adorned with a fine silk dress which is like the color of a jaba flower. Kanishteyam bhavatasya tulasyastu tubhir dinai Sri Krishna moda dakshinayam ashrita prakorodhita. Tulsi Manjari or Rati Manjari is the delight of Sri Krishna, Krishna moda. And she is described as the bhav of Dakshina Prakara. So she is very much in the mood of Sri Radha, extremely possessive. She is very inclined towards Radha and not as much inclined as the other Manjaris towards Krishna. Vayasya eka masadya hayande tu trayodasha sapta vishimdir dinaischa samudritam. She is 3 days younger to Tulsi Manjari or Rati Manjari or Raghunath Das Goswami and is the delight of Sri Krishna. And she is described to have the Dakshina Prahar mood. Chandrabhanu Pita, her father's name is Chandrabhanu. Yamuna Gobataha, Mata Yamuna, mother's name is Jamuna. Gopa Bhattapati, Gopa Bhattaha, and her husband's name is Gopa Bhatta. Swashrus Taravali, and her mother-in-law's name is Taravali. So many wonderful details are given. Egya Saya Seva Parayana. And she is very desirous to serve Radharani. And Gopala Bhatta Nama Sukhyat Gaur Rasekalo. And she is known, Guna Manjari is known as Gopala Bhatta Goswami in Gaur Leela, to whom Radha Raman Devji appeared in Sri Vrindavan Dham, to whom Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself gave him his hoki, his little sitting stool, his kopin, his undergarment. He gave him the little Sheela of Govardhan and also the wonderful Gunjamala necklace, which is still worshipped, along with the upper garment, Angavastra of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Radharaman temple. So we just described the fifth Manjari who serves Nikunja Yuno Rati Keli Siddhyai in the amorous pastimes, in the union of Radha and Krishna, in the kunjas, in the bowers. Narottam Das Thakur describes the next Manjari, Sri Vilas Manjari. Vaishakha Kunjada Agneye Kunjo Asti Sumanuraha Vilasayananda Namanatraste Vilasa Manjari Vilasa Manjari Rupa Manjari Sakhyama Shrita. स्वकान्त्य सदृशं चक्रे या दिव्यं स्वर्ण केतिकीम् चञ्चरिका दुःकुलयां वामवृद्यतम् आश्रितम् कानिष्ठरस मञ्जरयश्च चतुर्भिर्दिवसीर्याम् स्वर्भानुदुर्बला पिता माता पति विदम्बकः श्वश्रूरमा विद्याश्च जलसेवा परायण जीव गोस्वामी तं प्राप्त कालो गौर रशेत्व आशो. What a wonderful description in this verse of Vilas Manjari. In the southeastern part of Sri Vishakha Devi, out of the Ashtasakis, Vishakha Devi is very dear also to Radharani. And right next to Vishakha Devi's Kunja, there lies a beautiful Kunja by the name Vilas Anando Dado Kunja. Vilas means the pleasurable pastimes. Ananda, one who gives bliss in those amorous, pleasurable pastimes of Radha Krishna, Dadato. So there's a kunja or a bower named by Vilasa Ananda, and in that kunja resides Vilasa Manjari. Vilasa Manjali Rupa Manjari Sakhyam Ashrita. She always remains as one of Rupa Manjari's dear friends. Sakhyam Ashrita, although a friend, takes shelter of Rupa Goswami. So that indicates that Rupa Goswami is still the leader amongst all the Manjaris, especially the Ashtamanjaris. Ashrita. One can be a friend. There's in friendship there is always equality, but Ashrita means there is so much respect for that friend that one is willing to surrender to the will of the friend or even to take orders or agya. Kanishta rasa manjarayas chaturbhir divasar iyam. And her age is 12 years, 11 months, and 26 days. And her complexion, Chancharika Dukkilayam Vama Mridyam Ashrita Kanishta Rasa Manjariyas Chaturbir Divasiryam. Her complexion is that of the hue or a tinge of a ketki, golden flower. And her dress is like a bumblebee. Such wonderful descriptions. And the Mayavadis say that there is no God, I am God. Sarvavidam Khalau Brahman, everything is Brahman. It is some kind of a light. Behind the light is all those spiritual planets. Vaikuntha, Ayodhya, Mathura, Dwarka, Golok. We are so fortunate by the mercy of these Vaishnava Acharyas that give us all these details. Just like a wife or a girl can give all the details about her girlfriend, what she wore, what color lipstick, what color blouse, what kind of dress, etc., what perfume. So if there are no personalities, how is it possible Even in the Sanatan Dharma, how many people have this information? We are so fortunate to be in this Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya that gives us the highest of the highest of the highest in the school of theism and in the service of theism. Vilas Manjali's father's name is Swarna Bhanu. Durbala is the mother's name. Patir Vidambakaha. The husband's name is Vidambaka. Swashru Rama Bidya. And the mother-in-law is Rama Bidya. And her seva in the Nikuja is Jala Seva Parayana. Parayan means an expert. She provides water to quench the thirst of Radha Krishna. Therefore, even while we are as practicing sadhakas, should never feel that any service is nimna or of low type. Whether it is washing pots and pans in the kitchen or performing kirtan or speaking the glories, giving pravachan or filling the water or dressing the deities, these are actual services that are being performed, and the manjaris are dying to get those services. Narottam Das Thakur is Champak Manjari, her services to heat up the milk for Radha Krishna and perfectly heating it, cooling it out sufficiently so that they can sip it nicely with aromatic, different kinds of masalas or spices. So many services are there. But we as Kanishtas, as neophytes, we consider these services as sometimes when we are told to do a certain seva, we feel that we are not so qualified to do another seva, or we have some reservations, or we are not very happy. So many times we see that, observe that in the temple, that certain services of particular devotees, you can see their face and they're doing it because it's a part of their duty. Lest we should remind ourselves that our loving devotional service in the line of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, in the line of these Rupanugas, is service with great joy. Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions in several of his bhajans, especially in his bhajan, Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajane Anukula, which is also commonly known as the Ekadashi bhajan, because it was written under the section of Bhakti Anukula Karya, Kore Jo Svikar. Out of the 6 different limbs of bhakti or surrender in Sharanagati, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that Bhakti Anukula Karya, which is based on Gopal Bhatta Goswami's Hari Bhakti Vilas, that whatever is conducive to Krishna consciousness, we should accept. Prati divase parama sukhe svikara karoeta bhakati vinoda. In the last line he says, Prati divase, every day, every moment, parama sukhe, with great joy, I will accept those services. This is a very good point that we all need to absorb, reflect, and put into action. Because when we go to Golok, We're not going to give lectures. When we go to Golok, we will be, if we have the proper attitude, we will be admitted into this Manjari Seva with whatever Seva that is given to us, assigned to us by the senior Manjaris, Rupa Manjari, Labanga Manjari, by Lalita Sakhi, by Vishaka Sakhi, by the Ashta Sakhis. Uddhav, who is such an exalted friend, a Vaishnava, desires to be a blade of grass in Vrindavan. Because he says that these gopis, these manjaris, I would like to get the dust of their lotus feet on my head when they're walking in Vrindavan. I'll be fortunate just to get their dust. For me, that is considered the highest perfection, to become a creeper, a lata. And even today, Uddhav is present in Kusum Sarovar. Just on the Parikrama Marg, on Govardhan, very close to Radhakund, is Uddhav Kund, the temple of Uddhav Bihari. He's eternally present in the form of a creeper, because that was his desire. Jiva Goswami tam prapta kalo gaura rashe twa aso. And in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, Vilas Manjari is Jiva Goswami. In Gaura Rase. He was so fortunate and he's so close. As this verse indicates, Rupa Manjari Sakhyam Ashrita. Rupa Manjari kept him so close, Sanatana Goswami kept him so close that Krishna in the Gaura Leela made him the nephew of Rupa and Sanatana, Jiva. Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami are Rasa Acharyas. And Jiva Goswami is so fortunate. He is considered to be the Tattva Acharya, the Acharya of the philosophy. But he got a lot of kripa from both his uncles, Jiva and Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. The best of the two worlds. And if we observe carefully the life of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, before coming to the West, this Bhajananandi Sadhu Prabhupada became a Goshti Anandi for the sake of these jivas. But where did he take ashray? We're talking about this verse, Nikunja Yuno Rati Keli Siddhyai. He took ashray or shelter in Seva Kunja in Vrindavan. And he took ashray of Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, right there. He's fully present in his samadhi. Jiva Goswami, whose samadhi is right there. Vilas Manjari, Rupa Manjari, Kasturi Manjari, Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami in the Radha Damodar temple. If you have seen this picture of Srila Prabhupada sitting in the very small corner of Radha Damodar temple in a very little kitchen space, he has got one foot up in a seated posture, and he is simply in the midst of his prasadam. He's gazing outside the window. He is literally 5 feet away, gazing at Rupa Goswami's samadhi. Prabhupada has mentioned before starting the Bhagavatam about how much kripa he got. This is no accident. The place, the time, the books, and Prabhupada, the most perfect Tattva Acharya, Sometimes one of his disciples, Satyaraj Prabhu, who is very, very eloquent as a writer, and he has written several books. And Prabhupada is sometimes dubbed as the seventh Goswami, along with Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he is also, that sentiment of Jiva Goswami is there fully because of the Tattva. But he has at heart rasa, which very few of us can recognize. Because unless and until the Tattva is not, the foundation is not perfect, the doors to rasa will never open. And we will never be able to understand the rasa of Rupa and Raghunath Goswamis, the rasa of Lavanga Manjari, the rasa of Kasturi Manjari. We will never be able to understand Nikunja Yuno Rati Keli Sityai. There's another bhajan that comes to my mind. Narottam Das Thakur, who already is an established Manjari, Vilas Manjari, Champak Manjari, in his sadhana is praying, Kabe Ame Bujibo Jugala Priti. When will I understand the conjugal amorous love of Radha and Krishna in the Kunja? What to talk about us? We have to develop a real love for these Vaishnava Acharyas. Know them, read about them, pray to them. Then that kripa will 100% it will flow. We don't need to become experts in the Bhagavatam or the Chaitanya Charitra or in the Vedas or the Brahma Sutras or all the, no, just develop love for them. That's what Prabhupada had. Are we following in the footsteps of Prabhupada? Most of us, we come across so many devotees. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada did not say this. But Rupa Goswami said it. Jiva Goswami said it. And Prabhupada, so amazingly, if we read his purports carefully, he says he wants his devotees, his disciples to advance. For how many years? Just like a loving parent wants to see us in the 8th grade or the 9th grade for 20 years, 30 years. If we are just stagnant, you think our parents, our grandparents, from the practical point, they're going to be happy? I don't think so. Advancing in Krishna consciousness by following everything that what Prabhupada gave us based on the philosophy, we not only do that, but once we do that nicely, Chakshudana Dilojai, Janme Janme Prabhu Shai, Divya Gyan Vride Prakashito, the innermost chambers of Ragatmika Bhakti will open. Then we will understand the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. We will understand who our acharyas. We will appreciate our acharyas. It's so painful for me personally when it is the disappearance or appearance of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ji, the immediate fourth Acharya. Hardly there is anybody in the temple to offer them even Pushpanjali. Hardly anybody speaks about their life, their teachings, their songs, which are full of tattva and rasa, both philosophy and the conjugal transcendental mellows. Please think about this deeply. And sometimes when we cannot find that association, when we don't get it in generally, then we have to find it with a few like-minded devotees who have that earnest desire to advance. And advancement is to please Prabhupada, to please the Acharyas. Pleasing our Gaudiya Acharya means pleasing the Manjaris. Pleasing the Manjaris means pleasing the Gopis. Pleasing the Gopis means pleasing Radharani. Yes, Bhagavad Gita is excellent. It tells us the biodata of Krishna. It tells us Krishna's Vaibhava and opulence so that we get attracted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But once when we have crossed that bridge, then we have to somehow or the other, by loving these acharyas, open up the doors of prema, not of opulence, not of vaibhav, not of awe and reverence. And it comes to the point where we will forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Conversation between Rai Ramananda ji and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the banks of the Godavari. Have we read that? Have we dived deep into it? Have we understood why Mahaprabhu went all the way to meet Rai Ramananda? Mahaprabhu is Krishna in the mood of Radhaji. Rai Ramananda is Vishakha Sakhi. She is a guru. She can explain the tattva. Mahaprabhu acts like a disciple. Please tell me, what is the goal of life? Based on scripture, as it is, which our Prabhupada and our whole lineage is famous for. Rai Ramananda speaks verses from the Bhagavad Gita. He speaks the most important verse. Sarva dharman paritijya mam ekam sharanam vraja. And Mahaprabhu says, Iha bahya, aage kaho. Tell me more. This is external. When will we understand this? Have we had that earnest desire within our hearts to understand the heart of Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam? Have we understood what Rupa Goswami has understood, the desires within the core of the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Or have we had at least that desire to understand? We want Krishna Prem, but we don't want to take that extra effort, and we don't want to extraneously desire Krishna Prem. It's just on the lip. Krishna Prem is not cheap. Varam deva moksham na moksham abdim va na cha anya vrine aham vara ishada piha. Krishna is very easily willing to give you liberation in Vaikuntha. But not within his own Gokul, within his Golok. Not so easy. Studying Bhagavad Gita is fantastic. You'll become a devotee of Vasudev Krishna, not Vrajendranandan Krishna. Most of us don't even know the difference between the two. We don't read Prabhupada's purports carefully. All this that I'm speaking is coming from Srila Prabhupada's purports. It's nothing manufactured. It's coming from Brihad Bhagavad Amrit of Sanatana Goswami. It's all coming from Jiva Goswami's Shada Sandarbhas and the Rasik books like Gopal Champu, etc. So this is Vilas Manjari. Jiva Goswami, so dear to Srila Prabhupada. The next Manjari in Nikuja Seva is Manjulali Manjari. Narottam Das Thakur describes the wonderful qualities of Manjulali Manjari. Leenand Prado Namna Vishakha Kunja Kotare Tatraiva Tishtati Muda Shri Manjulali Manjari Rupa Manjarika Sakya Prayena Guna Sampada Kim Sukha Pushpa Vastradhya Tapta Hema Tanue Chavi Leela Manjari Namasya Vama Madhyatvam Ashrita Shri Radhika Mano Abhigya Vastra Seva Parayana Vaya Saptaha Yukta Sau Sardha Tridau Shuhayana Kalo Gaura Rashe Loknath Goswamitam Gata. How beautiful. Lilana Prada Namna Vishakha Kunja Kotare. In the northern part of Sri Vishakha Sakhi's Kunja, very close to Vishakha Sakhi's Kunja, lies the Leela Ananda Prado. Leela Ananda Prada Kunja. A Kunja by the name Leela Ananda. In the conjugal pastimes of Radha and Krishna's Leela, that Manjari who gives Radha Krishna in their amorous pastimes a lot of bliss is Leela Ananda. And Prada means to give, which is Manjulali Manjari. Where this Manjari by the name Manjulali always resides in great joy. Rupa Manjari ka Sakhya Prayana Guna Sampada. She is very dear to Rupa Manjari. And all the gunas, the transcendental qualities that Rupa Manjari expects from her are present. That is the perfection. Sampada. Kim Sukha Pushpa Vastradhya. Her dress is like a Kim Sukha flower, reddish. Kim Sukha Pushpa. A flower named by Kim Sukha. Tapta Hema Tanu Chavai. Tapta Hema, like molten golden, reddish in color. Just like Radharani's color is Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi. Something similar. Manjulali Manjari's complexion is like Sri Radha. Leela Manjari Namasya Vama Madhyatam Ashita. She is also known as, not only Manjulali, she is also known as Leela Manjari. And her bhav is Vama Madhyam. We explained that. She's got the leftist mood of Sri Radharani, but there's the Madhya. She at sometimes is equipoise, 50-50 towards Krishna and towards Radharani, but always leaning towards Radharani. Vama Madhya. Radharani's mood is Vama, leftist. Chandravali is Dakshin, rightist. Shri Radhika Mano Abhigya Vastra Seva Parayana. And she understands the heart of Radha. And her specialty is, what is her seva in the Nikunja? Nikunja, Rati Keli Siddhyai. What is a perfection? Siddhyai? Seva Vastra Parayana. Making beautiful clothes for Radhaji, for decorating her with beautiful clothes, for dressing Radharani. Vaya Sapta Yukta, her age of Manjulali Manjari is 13 years and 6 months and 7 days. Saptasya, 7 days. She is one of the oldest Manjaris out of the Ashtasakhis. And in Gaur Leela, Kalo Gaur Rashe Loknath Goswami Gata. He is known as Sri Loknath Goswami, the famous guru of Narottam Das Thakur, the only disciple. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first instructed Loknath Goswami and Bhugarbha Goswami to go to Vrindavan to discover the lost places of pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Then he sent the 6 Goswamis, Rup, Sanatan, etc. Loknath Goswami and Bhugarbha Goswami were contemporaries. Loknath Goswami was a disciple, I believe, of Gadadhar Pandit. Bhugarbha Goswami was a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. And Loknath Goswami was initiated in the same parampara. Manjulali Manjari, Loknath Goswami. The next Manjari in Nikunja Seva, and the last one, is Sri Kasturi Manjari. Kasturiya Ananda Namna Sudevaya Kunjakotare Tatraiva Tishtati Muda Sada Kasturi Manjari Kachatulya Ambarchaso Shuddha Hemankanti Bhaka Manindra Mandanaira Yukta Shri Khanda Sevanot Sukha Vayastrida Sovarsho Vama Mridvityam Ashrita Sri Krishna Kaviraj Akyam Prapta Gaura Rashe Kalo Kasturiya Ananda Namino Sudevaya Kunjakotare. In the northern part of Sri Sudevi, one of the Ashtasakis of Radha Devi, very close to her Kunja, there lies a Kunja known as the Kasturiya Kunja. Kasturiya Ananda Kunja, where Sri Kasturi Manjari always resides very, very happily. Tishtati Muda, situated in a lot of happiness, Muda. Kachatulya Ambara Chasho, and she wears a dress that resembles crystal. Himanga Kanti Bhaka, and her complexion is golden, like pure gold. Manindra Mandare Yukta Sri Khanda Sevanut Sukha. She's always adorned with monies, a lot of jewels, diamonds. And her Siddhi, Rati Keli Siddhyai, Nikunja Yuno Rati Keli Siddhyai. Her perfection is applying sandalwood paste to Radha and Krishna. So those devotees who go on the altar and they are in the service of Radha and Krishna, especially in the summer months when the Chandan Yatra begins, one should think that I'm making this Chandan paste for Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Gopinath, etc. And while if they have the opportunity to personally offer the Chandan lep, they should think that I'm offering it to the Guru Varga, and ultimately it goes in the hands of Kasturi Manjari, who directly applies it to Radha and Krishna. That bhav we have to cultivate, we must cultivate if we want to take entrance into this Manjari bhav in some lifetime when our perfection is there. Otherwise, usually we are very quick at jumping to seva by jumping over other devotees, but never considering the moods and the sentiments of other devotees. Because we are envious by nature. Since time immemorial, we have acquired this material quality of envy, that anartha. We have acquired this anartha of pratishtha, which is a part of the Hriday Durbalyam, which Thakur Bhakti Vinod describes, which Bhakti Rasamrita Siddhu describes. In the weakness of the heart, Hriday Durbalyam, there are 4 anarthas: Matsarya, envy; Pratishtha, self-aggrandizement; Tuchha Sakti, we are attached to material things even after coming to devotional life; and Kutaniti, duplicity. We all have that, some in a very great measure, some in small quantities. On face, we say, ha ha ha, Prabhuji, you're so nice. Oh, you're doing the seva so nicely, this, that. And then, behind, God knows what all people say. That is Kutniti. That is why Mahaprabhu is insisting in the very first line of the Sistastakam, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Bhava Mahadava Agni Nirvapana. That Cheto Darpan means getting rid of the anarthas. Ado Shraddha Tatha Sadho Sangha Bhajana Kriya. We are not so good at our bhajan kriya, unfortunately. Because if we do our bhajan kriya nicely, then anartha nivris must come. The aparadhs should completely vanish. The bhrams or the illusions should vanish. Weakness of the hearts, hriday durbalyam, should be eradicated. When we measure ourselves with this yardstick, we will understand that we are so neophyte. That is why Nikunja, Rati Keli Siddhya, that perfection of seva is das anudas bhav. Not stepping over another Vaishnava. It is observed. When Guru Maharaj comes in town, we display perfect Kutaniti. That God brother or God sister that we hate from the core of our hearts. Prabhuji, Mataji, how are you? In front of Guru Maharaj. And we display the most contrived humility. That is Kutaniti. Duplicity. Dupliciousness. And we want Krishna Prem. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Then we have to Cheto Darpana Marjanam. That Trinadapi Sunichana we all must develop. Why do you think Mahaprabhu mentioned these slokas? Perhaps the only composition. The rest he left to his dear devotees to compose. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravati, Baldev Vidyabhushan, all these great acharyas, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, he left all of them, all the major compositions to them. But he spontaneously within the Gambhira, the most important message for the neophyte all the way to the Radha Bhav is amazingly compressed in these 8 verses of the Sistastakam. Perhaps when the opportunity arises and if we are inspired, we can share just like we are sharing right now on the Samsara Davanal, the external reasons for this 8 shlokas and the internal reasons of the Acharya. Similarly, the Sistastakam also has those components. Vayas Tridasa Varshasho Vama Mridvitam Ashrita. And her age, Kasturi Manjari, is 13 years. Exactly. That is her age. And her nature is Vam Mridvi. So Vam means automatically fully inclined towards Sri Radha, but Mridvi means she has a soft corner for Krishna as well. We explained through some examples previously in the previous verses that how Krishna even reveres these Manjaris. When Krishna comes late to the Kunja of Radha, the Kunja has been decorated nicely. And Radhaji is waiting and waiting and waiting, and Krishna doesn't show up. She's in tears. She's expressing her mana. In Krishna Prem also there are different delineations. Snigdha Prem, Madhu Prem, Raga, Anuraga, Rudha, Adhiruda, Mana, Madanakya, Mohanakya. Krishna Prem, when we say Krishna Prem, it doesn't stop there. There are further deeper delineations. So Man is one of the components of Krishna Prem, a facet where Krishna is most attracted to pacify Radhaji. And eventually when he comes, Radhaji has already instructed the Ashtasakis and the Manjaris, I don't want to see that black face. He's a cheater. And the Manjaris like Vishaka, who are very sharp, Tunga Vidya, they speak such abusive words, Gari, but Krishna loves it more than the Vedas, more than the shlokas and the eulogy and the wonderful Uttam Shlok, the choice verses in the Bhagavad or in the Upanishads and the Vedas. He accepts those abusive words of the gopis and Radharani. That is very high level of Krishna Prem. The gopis stop them. Some of the Manjaris who are in the, obviously all of them are in the Bamya Bhav, but some of them are extremely Bamya. They will tell Krishna, you're not going inside. They will stand in the way. You made my Radha cry. And Krishna will fall at their feet. Please, let her forgive me. I'm sorry I'm late. That Chandravali, she kept making excuses to keep me more and more in her kunja. I lost track of time. He sweats. His crown falls off. His peacock feather falls off. His uttariya, upper garment, becomes loose. He starts rolling in the dust, asking for forgiveness. He starts crying. And some of them, like Kasturi Manjari, who are of the Bamya Mruddaba, Mrud means they have a very soft corner for Krishna. They go inside the kunja and say, hey Vrishabhanu Nandini, Shyam Sundar is here, he's crying. He's sweating. Let him in, no, please. They make a petition. And Radha says, no way. And they keep on persuading. That is Nukunja Yuno Rati Keli Siddhya. They're always eager, the Manjaris, for the union of Radha and Krishna, even though they may chastise Krishna, so that Krishna will not repeat history and make Radharani unhappy. Of course, the reason for making Radharani apparently unhappy is even greater, which we cannot understand. It only enhances the Madhurya Ras, which Chandravali, Shaibya, and all the other Dakshin Bhav gopis are not accessible. They do not have access to that. As a matter of fact, Krishna goes to Chandravali and the opposite camp just to enhance the love of Sri Radha. And these gopis also understand that. That is the actual essence of Maharas, where all the gopis come for the pleasure of Radha Krishna. For that we have to understand, we have to study Srimad Bhagavatam deeply. We have to understand Gopi Geet. So she's 13 years in age. And in Gauranga Leela, she appeared as Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami. Shri Narottam Das Thakur Mahasaya says, I shall lovingly serve Radha Krishna, Radha Madhav, along with this Nitya Siddha Manjaris. See the bhav, these 8 eternally perfect Manjaris, just like the Ashta Sakhis, these are the Ashta Manjaris. And there's so much delight, full of laughter, so much humor. Prema Shobha Kori Kautuhali. These Manjaris are so amazingly Kautuhali. Actually, there is no such perfect word in English that would describe the word Kautuhal or Kautuhali. With a pride, but not with an arrogant pride. We here as neophytes are arrogant because we just got initiated, or we got second initiation, or we are able to go on the altar and the rest of them are not. That is not Kautuhali. Kautuhali means one who gives pleasure to Radha Krishna and makes them proud, along with that eternal pride in them that I am an eternal Kinkari of Radha, an eternal Sevika of Radha. In the Chamatkar Chandrika, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakurpad has also used the word Kautuhal to denote when one sees something very pleasant, a sense of eagerness. That Kautuhal also means that eagerness arises in one's consciousness or chitta. There is an eagerness that we go through when we are in those stages of Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi. So that Nishtha and Ruchi in the sadhak's life, in the eternal Nitya Seva, is that Kautuhali, or that eagerness. Something very pleasant. That also implies hearing something very pleasant. Shri Radhika Madhavya Rapara Madhurya Leela Guna Rupa Nam Nam. Hearing the qualities, the transcendental qualities, the name, the form, with great enthusiasm, with great pleasure, as well as the method of Jugal Seva from those perfectionists, the method of serving the divine couple, performed by the Nitya Siddha Kinkaris, by these manjaris. And then an eagerness for greed should come, obtaining that kind of bhav. When that greed comes, lobh, at the end of the day, ekam mulyam for Shuddha Bhakti, if one gets, what is the price? Lobha ekam mulyam. One price, it's pure transcendental greed. Shri Radhika Madhavayurapara Madhurya Leela Guna Rupanam Nam Prati Shan Aswadana Lolupasya, that greed. Vande Guroho Sri Charanaravindam. Eager to participate in the methods of the bhav or the seva of these Nitya Siddha Manjaris. That should be the desire. And we should meditate that we get those desires consistently. Meditate on performing the loving service of Radha and Krishna, which the Acharya does when even he is present here. When he's chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When we hear Prabhupada chant in the morning, when we go for the morning program in the temple, in every temple there is a tape, and just see how Prabhupada is intensely chanting. When we just hear the chanting of Srila Prabhupada, it's different. It is full of kautuhali, eagerness, contemplating on his seva, in his nitya, eternal seva. And then when the sadhak becomes accomplished in this bhav, then the manjari bhav is realized. We had explained that perhaps in the very first verse that because of the first two stages of Shraddha and Sadhu Sangha, we hear, chant, dance, take prasad, and we take shelter of the Panchatattva. And then the next two stages of Bhajana Kriya and Anartha Nivritti come under Guru Ashray by taking initiation from a bona fide spiritual master. And we take Siksha from Siksha Gurus, from senior Vaishnavas, just not our initiating spiritual master, where we try to become pakka in our Vaidhi Bhakti, Archanam, DT Seva, etc. And we take shelter of the first Sambandha deity of Radha Madan Mohanji, and also we seek the blessings of Rupa Sanatana Goswamis. Then the next two stages of Nishtha and Ruchi, the Raganuga lobe comes, that eagerness, that greed of Shravana Dasa. We want to hear more and more Krishna Katha. We want to hear more Rasik Katha, especially those in the line of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, those Rasik Vrajvasis. Either hear or read. And at that time, we are very fortunate to go on into the next blessings of Radha Govind Dev Ji, who is the Abhidyai deities under Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, because Raghunath Das Goswami specializes in the Vrajbhav. In the Manasiksha, Raghunath Goswami says, ultimately you will have to take shelter and follow in the footsteps of that one Vrajvasi, that where your bhav is, which Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhaushakahi anantascha samadho na vidyate. There's a very rasic meaning to that. That one whose mind or who is many branched, multi-branched, will never get perfection in anything. Samadho na vidyate. Just like a common jack of all, master of none. That's why we should be very careful whom we hear katha from. When we go to Vrindavan, there are so many sampradayas, even within the Vaishnava sampradaya. And we want to hear from this sadhu, that sadhu. But is he of Gaudiya Ras? Is he Rupanuga? Is he a very good follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without any tinge of Sahajism? That we cannot determine if we do not know. There should come a stage in our Nishtha and Ruchi, or at least we should practice that we are followers of Rup and Raghunath. Then the stage of Asakti comes, where there is so much attraction for devotional service. We are attached, where the word of the Shah and the Ekadash Bhav is revealed to us when we reach that stage. Prabhupada will reveal that to us about the 11 different symptoms that we have in the eternal realm in Golok. Our name, our form, our dress, our seva, etc., etc. Ekadash Bhav, 11 different bhavas. We are given a glimpse of that. That is called Varna Dasha. Varna means to describe our dasha or our status in the Asakti stage. And then from that, in the Asakti stage, within the Asakti stage, we will graduate to Smarana Dasha, when we are chanting the holy names, when we have been given a glimpse what our eternal position is in Golok Vrindavan, where we will do Smaran constantly while we are chanting the holy names. And then we will enter the last stage, the last two stages of Bhava and Prema, which is by the Kripa of Radha Gopinath, Prayojan deities, where there is an Apana Dasha. That Apana Dasha is more or less of a leftist mood of Radharani, that Krishna, you are my Radharani's, you are mine. That self-realization will come. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur has expressed through some of his Bhajan Lalsa Bhajan. Vrishabhanu pure janamo hoilo yavate biva hoibe. Nija siddha neha, nija siddha naam, Krishna prema prakarana. When will that day come when I will be born in Barsana, and if I get married, I will get married in the same town as Radharani. Vrishabhanupure janamohilo Javate bivahoy. I will get married in Javat. That's where Radharani is married, so I can follow her and serve her. Nija Siddha Deha. I will get my own perfected body as a Manjari. Nija Siddha Naam. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Kamla Manjari. He's been given that, bestowed that name by the previous Manjaris who are senior to him in service. That's Bhav. And then Krishna Prem is Sampatti. Krishna, you are totally mine. Sampatti. Like, in Hindi, the same word is used. Sampatti means my treasure or my belonging. Mamatva. That's the Siddha platform. And once you enters the Krishna Prem platform, further into the Madhurya Ras, there are different delineations. So this is Nikunja, Ratikeli Siddhya. Yaya Alibhir. That Alibhir means those Ashtasakis, who they are under that direction, these Ashta Manjaris are serving, staying close by them. Yaya Alibhir, Yuktir Apekshaniya. Apeksha means earnest desire, and they're always desiring to serve more and more under the guidance. Apekshaniya. Making different arrangements. How should I arrange this? How should I arrange that? Kim karo? What should I do? Tatrati Daksha. In that connection, they are expert. In our neophyte stage, we don't even understand the meaning of seva, honestly. The Gaudiya Acharyas explain very simply, and if we follow this to the core of our heart, Seva means it is the service for satisfaction of the recipient. I repeat that again. It is not for my satisfaction. Is the satisfaction of Radha Krishna, the recipient of my seva. It is the satisfaction of Srila Prabhupada, of our acharyas, who I am a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. That is daksha. That is an expert sevite. The gopis, the manjaris are always under the guidance of the gopis, and the senior manjaris like Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, and all these manjaris have their kunjas right next to the Ashtasakhis for their guidance and apekshaniya. They're always expecting, what can I do? What more seva? What more seva? They are expert. Siddhyai, daksha. Daksha means expert. What is their expertise? Their expert is even in cheating. Yes. They even go to the lengths of different types of cheating for the secret union of Radha and Krishna, which is the goal of manjaris. They can cheat the husbands of the gopis by telling lies to them that, oh, today my mother-in-law needs some help. She's not so well. That's why I'm requesting your wife to come and help. So the husband said, okay, theek hai, jao, go. So all kinds of white lies, or what these lies are, the cheating business is there. They're experts, they're daksha. Under the guidance of Vrinda Devi, under the guidance of Purnamasi, under the guidance of Lalita Vishaka, under the guidance of Rupa Manjari. We think Krishna is a cheater. The biggest cheats are the Manjaris, who can cheat even Krishna. They're very very perfect daksha in arranging the meeting of Radha and Krishna and Radha. And they're always discovering new ways, just in case if they get caught or another duty or somebody sees them. Change the place, sanket. They make the noises of peacocks or some monkey, and that message goes, oh, cancel this rendezvous. This meeting place is cancelled. I think the information may have leaked. We have to arrange a new meeting place for Radha and Krishna. Who's an expert in all these? Our acharyas, our Srila Prabhupada, expert preacher. That is also Nikunja, Retukeli Siddhyai. Because he's cheating all of us from this material conception and bringing us to this platform of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And he will further cheat us out of this material world, which looks so attractive, and take us to the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna, or to the other Manjaris, to Nayana Manjari, to Kamla Manjari, to Guna Manjari, iti adi. That's why Ati Vallabhasya, they are so very dear. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestha. Krishna Prestha and Ati Vallabh, they are synonymous. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine. It's a specialty seva. Not everybody, not every devotee is capable of, nor are they given a chance to do, because they are not Ati Vallabh. Ati means Atishai. Atishai means extremely, and Vallabh means dear. Vande Guruho Sri Charnaravinda. Unto those gurus, again, it's plural. That's another disease that we have gone through again and again. Oh, I am a god brother. this is my Guru, and somebody else's Guru is not Guru, or maybe Guru. What is this God brother, God sister thing that creates a delineation? We are all under the umbrella of Mahaprabhu. We are all Rupanugas. At the end of the day, these manjaris have to be pleased. Ramachandra Sangamange Narottam Das. Daya karo Sri Acharya Prabhu Sri Nivas. Ramachandra Sangamange Narottam Das. Ramachandra Thakur was not his guru. He was actually his god nephew. Ramachandra Kaviraj was a disciple of Ganganarayan Chakravati. Ganganarayan Chakravati was a disciple of Narottam Das Thakur. And Narottam Das Thakur was his contemporary, if you want to use the word God brother. Narottam Das Thakur was initiated by Loknath Goswami. Whereas Srivas Acharya was initiated by Gadadhar Pandit. But they both studied under Jiva Goswami, because Jiva Goswami was their Siksha Guru, not their initiating Guru. So much prem that I'm burning in this separation from my god nephew, Ramachandra Kaviraj. Do we feel like that? And we want Krishna prem. Think about it deeply. This class, somehow or the other, we are inspired to speak in much depth as we can, something that I cannot speak again and again, I repeat, on a Sunday class or even in a normal home program. And that is the reason we have invited a very few number of devotees that we think will understand, and they will become Saragrahi Vaishnavas, who will accept the main essence of this class. Perhaps what is given me personally out of these classes while I'm speaking is self-criticism for me. Where do I stand? Far, far away. But hopefully, if I'm going to develop a little taste in loving these acharyas, I will be saved. We all will be saved. And that's my earnest request. Thank you very much. I will end today. We have ended the 6th verse of Samsara Davanala Prayers. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. If there's any questions, corrections, any commentaries, please feel free to unmute your mic and please share your reflections, realizations here. Thank you. Any Vaishnava would like to? Nand Pran Prabhu? Yes, anybody else? Rai Ramanand Prabhuji? I think you have to unmute yourself. Paripurna Prabhu? I don't know. Are you able to unmute or no? Oh, I see. 1 second. Okay, go ahead now, please. Yes.
Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Thanks for highlighting about the Manjari bhavs and different types of Manjaris, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. All glories to you, all glories to Vrindavan Dham. Nandpran Prabhu joins us every Saturday, 4:30 a.m. his time in Vrindavan. Thank you for being here and blessing, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Yes, Prabhuji. Anybody else? Or Ramanan Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Nice explanation, Prabhu.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to
Very
Gurudev.
nice.
Yes.
One question I have.
Yes, Prabhuji.
How one in daily life, like day-to-day activities we do, how do we, I don't know if I should use the word inject, but how do you have that kind of a bhava or that kind of an realization on a day-to-day? Like in sadhana bhakti is easy in a sense that okay, we follow such certain process, this and that. When we talk about manjaris, and how do you put that into place in a daily practice, daily life?
So if I've understood your question correctly, that when we are talking about the higher subject matters in Krishna consciousness, how do we kind of blend that into our daily lives? Have I understood your question properly?
That is correct.
Okay. So my answer to that is the same thing which I said earlier, and perhaps I can add a point or two, is knowing, first of all, it's like a student. I'm assuming most students, even in normal schools and colleges, know what kind of a school or college they have been admitted to. So if I am going to a science school or a college, then I should know that I'm admitted to a college of science and not arts and some other branch of education. That's one. And then number two, we have to understand that even within this branch of science, what particular specialty I am admitted in or I will be doing. Like most even kids today have an idea that, okay, mom, dad, after I finish my high school, I want to take this as the undergrad subject, and then I want to go for medical school. And even after in medical school, I want to go into cardiology or pulmonologist, etc. So there is some vision. So similarly, first of all, we need to know, we have to contemplate on what school in which school we are admitted. Are we admitted in the school that will take us to Vaikuntha? Will it take us to the Dasya Ras predominantly, as in the Vaikuntha Bhav? Or are we admitted into a specific Vaishnava Rasa under the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So for that, again, a lot of reading is required for practical purposes. That's why Prabhupada's books are the law books of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So that's very important amongst the other sadhanas, along with the minimum 16 good rounds that one chants. That is very important to stay in touch with the books of the acharyas. And one after another, when we finish Prabhupada's books, we can start reading them again and again. And Navarasa, we will get new meanings and new understandings of the same shlokas and the same purports. That based on our maturity, we will start understanding them. So that's one practical component. And the most important of all, regardless, if we understand what school we are in, then we have to love our professors. We have to love our teachers. We have to love our mentors. That natural love has to be ignited within our hearts. Then all these sadhana practices becomes like sort of crossing over the ocean of a calf filled with water. Because sadhana has got a lot of hurdles. It's not so easy. Chanting 16 good rounds is not easy. Chanting 16 rounds is easy, but chanting 16 good rounds is not easy. And all the other anarthas to eradicate those is not so easy. So, I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, he's not able to unmute. Okay. But he's not even online. No. So, sorry about that. There was a message that this Prabhuji is not able to unmute. So the practical thing is cultivating love for the Vaishnavas, especially our Vaishnava Acharyas. Whenever there is an appearance, disappearance, are we doing some extra reading about them? Like how many of us today read about something about Sanatana Goswami Path? Let's be honest. And then like this, we should be cultivating that love. Unless and until we don't know a person, we cannot cultivate love. Even within our Vedic culture, when our parents got married, or even some of us when we got married, they were arranged marriages. But after an arranged marriage, knowing more about the person, we fell in love. So similarly, knowing more about a person will give us that respect and fall in love. So that is the first and foremost thing that I think is very important, along with any other sadhana practices. So in a nutshell, this is my answer, Prabhuji. I hope I was able to answer it. In case if you want to add something, I would request you to do so, Prabhu.
Well, that's fine, Prabhu. It's more like day-to-day practice when we like Manjari sadhana, more of a spontaneous activities happening. Of course, stay in contact or in the mood of our Goswamis. But it is day-to-day life living in this society. Okay, living in the Dhamma is different. Outside of the Vrindavan is kind of difficult, but it's manageable if we, as you said, explain about the following the footsteps of the Goswamis in different ways.
Yes, Prabhuji. So it is right now, we may just gather some information in this vast ocean of rasa. Just like when a child is maybe in the 7th grade or 8th grade, a very ambitious child already has gathered information about what subject, what specialty, what school he wants to get admitted to. Whether or not that will happen, that Krishna knows. But if that deep desire has to be cultivated. And right now, whatever information we gather will inspire us, hopefully, if we follow in the footsteps and the instructions of the Acharya, especially without any envy and with the proper mood, with the humility, then that information will sometimes, when in due course of time or years, will turn into understanding, and that understanding will turn into realization. But the first thing is information. And most of us don't even have the information about the glories of our acharyas, about their position in the spiritual world, and about their services in the spiritual world. Even not even basic information. That's what we need to cultivate so that is inspiring. So I hope that kind of adds to what you're saying. So anybody else? Is Paripurna Prabhu here
Hare
today? I
Krishna,
see PK
Prabhu.
Das. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, and please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu.
Danvat pranams, all glories to
All
Prabhupada, Guru Gaurang ki jai.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhu. How wonderful is that you are glorifying all the parampara on the glorious disappearance of the occasion of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj. It's so wonderful that it is especially coming from you. It adds a lot of value and a lot of power to that. Secondly, Prabhu, it is as you were saying, like this is a deep ocean of rasik, the mellow, the mood, right? The ocean of rasa, and then go deep inside. That's when you'll find these pearls and precious jewels. So one question I have to ask you, Prabhu. Excuse me if it is so immature question. But at what point are we allowed to to access this Rasik books or Rasik scriptures, how long should we be get purified with our basics and then move to this esoteric and the most exalted secrets?
Very
That is
good
one
question.
question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And to that, I have a very simple answer in such. I hope that helps. It's like, supposing if we want to be participants in the highest sports event, which is the Olympics. If somebody asks that how long will it take me to become a participant as a swimmer in the Olympics? So it depends on every individual. How much interested, first of all, we are interested in swimming, how much information we have about the highest participation in the swimming world, and then how much are we going to practice to achieve that goal. So first, again, like I said, information is very important. Information is not harmful. As long as along with our sadhana we are humble, then that information is always very helpful. And actually speaking, if we hear under a qualified person, and in this case, particularly when we're talking about qualified person or persons, is the books of the acharyas. That's what I'm indicating. Then we will develop that taste. So along with our sadhana, we should not be afraid of reading the Rupanuga books, following under the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. So it is up to each individual. Somebody may have had some sukriti from the last life, and they may catch some of the most intricate subject matters very quickly and realize them quickly. Some may not, and it may require more sadhana, more practice, and more actually madhyam uttam association. Because uttam adhikari association is almost impossible, that we just get it through the books. But even today's date, if we get even madhyam and madhyam uttam devotees, then we should stick to them and develop a taste based on the association. So it's an easy question, but at the same time, it's a tough question. It's an individual's earnest desire that will drive, that is the driving force. If I don't know if this makes sense to you, or you want to add something.
No, Prabhu. I mean, actually, you explained it very well, but it's all about digesting, right, Prabhu? I mean, you know that because how can I say that? It's absolutely, as you're saying, it's completely individual, right? And then probably I might need to come to your level to understand. As example, for example, you start talking to me about automobile mechanics. So as a student, a lower grade student, most of the things might not be able to digest. I can only imagine or picturize to an extent. But as an expert, another person who will be explaining it will be much more clearer in his side. So definitely, I totally understand, Prabhu. But if you ask me, did I understand? No, absolutely not. It will be my own development. Will take me elevate me to that level to understand one day. But all I was asking, Prabhu, because I know that these all scriptures were written for us. Lokanam hidakarino tribhuvane. It was according to the the advice of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the benefit of Lokanam, all the entire humanity. So every human being needs to, ideally should be reading these books, right, Prabhu? Because it's for us. Only human beings can read these books, animals cannot. So it's only the matter of we uplifting ourselves to that level so that we can reach, these books lie on the top of the stack. We just need to elevate ourselves, with a ladder of knowledge, and then reach those books and take it, and then when it's accessible. But again, I don't know how much ever I should be appreciating you and thanking you for sharing this knowledge, Prabhu. I mean, today I learned that I was thinking Krishna is the greatest cheater, but you are telling that no, there are somebody else who can even cheat Krishna, who are Manjaris. That was amazing. But again, thank you, Prabhu, for giving this even little bit here and there. I'm understanding, but that itself is a great treasure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Prabhuji. And again, it's a matter of cultivation. Once we develop a taste, param drishtva nivartate, it will come. And then again and again, I repeat this for myself, I repeat this for all, develop love for the acharyas, then the kripa will flow. Because just by knowledge, it is not sufficient, Prabhuji. Even these subject matters, just with the knowledge and reading books, will not really create that environment. Love them. Krishna is in our hearts as Paramatma. He will definitely make a very conducive situation. And even the toughest matters, subject matters that we cannot understand, he will make us understand. Just attachment to the lotus feet of these Vaishnava Acharyas is of extreme importance. And I think anybody can do that. One doesn't have to hear about Manjaris every day or anything. It is just because that subject matter came up in the 6th verse. We are speaking on that particular Manjari Bhav. But otherwise, what is wrong about reading about Sanatana Goswami on his appearance, disappearance, right? Very soon, it's going to be this month is also a few, it's full of different acharyas' appearances and disappearances. So for that, I don't think it needs rocket science to develop that kind of prema. Sometimes we may have to, like Prabhupada said, hit your head 100 times with broom when you go to sleep, and when you wake up, hit it with the broom. So, like next week we have Vamsidas Babaji Maharaj's disappearance, Raghunandan Thakur's disappearance. Do we know who these are? This is my question. There's a question sometimes even, so we need to know more about these. These are all in the Nitya Leela Pravishtom. We say that Nitya Leela Pravishtom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajakacharya such and such an Acharya. So what is that Nitya Leela Pravishtom? That is the service in Golok Vrindavan to the divine couple. So these are all great Manjaris. These are all great Acharyas. Vamsidas Babaji Maharaj, Raghunandan Thakur, etc. So reading about them, I don't think that is considered forbidden or of very high subject matters. On the 31st of this month is Gauridas Pandit's disappearance. Do we know who he is? And of course, Srila Rupa Goswami's disappearance. So just in this month, we have had the 4th of July being today, Sanatana Goswami, Vyasadeva himself. On the 9th, we have Gopal Bhatta Goswami's disappearance. On the 13th, we have Loknath Goswami's disappearance. We're talking about all in this month. Like that, we have to show some interest in the inner circle of Krishna and Radha. And once we show some interest, Krishna within our heart as Paramatma will actually help us develop that taste. He will, guaranteed. So we all have to cultivate it, and that desire, because this bhakti movement is all based on minute independence. So we have to exercise that correctly and intensely in whatever direction we want, good or bad. And hopefully good means the transcendental good for our eternal good. And we are in the perfect place under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada and the Gaudiya Acharyas under Mahaprabhu's umbrella. So I don't know how much I thank my stars every day that, hey, I got the opportunity, and I'm hoping that I will never lose it. I'm hoping that I will always Prabhupada will keep me under his lotus feet through his associates and his servitors. Yes, Prabhu. So.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Garanga. So, anybody else? Hariyan Prabhu? Then we will end after Hariyan Prabhu.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, thank you so much. So beautifully explained it.
You're welcome, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you explained it so beautifully.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
So tomorrow we will be continuing the Jagannath Rath Yatra, day number 4. And for the whole month is the Rath Yatra celebration, right from Snan Yatra to the Gundicha Marjan to the Hera Panchami, return Rath Yatra. And the reasons of Lord Jagannath, why he's in that form, especially based on the understanding that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates has given from the Gaudiya Ras. And that was only exposed about 500 years ago when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Puri. So we'll be diving deep into those rasas on the 4th day of Rath Yatra Katha. So hopefully if the devotees, whoever has time, please join at 5:30 p.m. And the link will be sent to you, I think, by today evening. So again, thank you very much. All glories to Sri Guru Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine. Thank you very much. I have one more person here I cannot recognize. Who is Din Doyal? If you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself, I'll appreciate it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu from Paris. Gitamrita.
Oh, Geeta Amrit Mata. Oh my God, you are still awake.
Yeah, because we're chanting for Guru Maharaj.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
know.
today,
I know. It's a tough moment for all of us.
then I saw that time, I saw I saw the message. I said, okay, I'm going to log in.
Okay. How is your good husband, Ojasvi Prabhu?
He was not so well today with bad news also. He has taken medication. He's taking rest. Yeah, it's already, it's nearly 3:30, nearly.
3:30
In the morning. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining and giving me your blessings, Mata. I
Yeah,
know you are one of the first batch of disciples of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj in Paris. I know that. And I know your dedication towards Guru Maharaj. So,
yeah.
yeah, the best thing is, I was should I do the program today or not? And I was, you know what? Like, one of the most important things that Guru Maharaj mentioned in some of his lectures also is service to Srila Prabhupada, service to the movement. So giving up our services is not the best solution, because if I stop my seva for my own benefit or for my own whatever you can call, like for my own what you call bereavement or for my own shok, ulas, then it is for me. But so that's one of the things. I've been sad all morning when I got the news. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do the class today, but I said, then you know what? I will just do it and see how it goes. And it is for their pleasure. So whether it's 1 person or 4 persons or 50 persons, that doesn't matter to me. So it is a seva that I've taken up. I want to complete this Gurvashtakam. Hopefully, I will be hearing my own lecture again and again.
It's very nice. Very
What I
nice lecture,
speak,
Prabhu.
I don't know what I speak. It just comes out spontaneously, and then it's good for me to hear my own words, because these are the words of the acharyas that are kind of that are being reflected just like a mirror reflects some light. So that I'm hoping it will help me too. So I seek your blessings. Take care, and please make sure that you take care of each other. There's
Yes,
always a
Prabhu.
double feeling on the departure of any guru or any Vaishnava. Because of their services, they're always in a better place than us. So
Yeah.
let us, kind of get some solace or some
Yeah.
kind of what do you call it? Satisfaction, thinking like that. And and like Prabhupada and our Acharyas say that the Vaishnavas are always there in their Vani.
Yeah.
Vapu is there, it's good, but Vani is the ultimate.
Yes.
And only those, that is the specialty of our Gaudiya Vaishnavas, service in separation. Nama Gaur Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murte Vipralamba Rasambode Padam Bhojayate Namaha. The expert
That.
in the service of Vipralamba Bhav. So take care of your health. Good to see you, Mataji.
Yeah, you too, Prabhu. Okay, thank you very much for this nice lecture.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri
Okay.
Prabhupada. So I will end the meeting here. I have another meeting that will happen very soon. So
Yeah.
please forgive me. I'm actually a little late, I think. But that's okay. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to
Jai
Gurudev.
Prabhupada. Jai Guru Maharaj. Jai.
Patitanam Pavanebhyo.
Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Hare Krishna.